Oh dear. So, Wukong Gaming get the map choice again. They're going to take us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. And I like this. It's basically saying, yeah, please don't Illidan anymore. Like, it's still fine here, but it's less effective than effective than some of the other maps.
All right. Wukong Gaming chooses the Tomb of the Spider Queen. Since they haven't won a single map yet, of course, they can't have a positive record on it. However, I think it's a very forgiving map if you have a mistake or two, because let's say, for example, you lose a couple of gems. That can normally be compensated very easily. Let's say you lose a couple of forts early on. The map is so small that even if you end up losing keeps later on, you can normally defend quite well as long as you don't lose more than one keep, right? So there's many ways where Wukong Gaming can still come back from despite screwing it up once and then, like every now and then. And yes, Talron25, I am hereby responsible for Fnatic's mid-season brawl title. Thank you very much.
Exactly. And as a very, that's okay, sure.
Okay.
They know something, I guess. They know something we don't. Not going to question it. I'm just going to assume that they are aware of something. Also, humble brag, it just got followed by SW770. Oh, yes. A bit late now, but still. humble brag.
Okay, so... Okay, what is going on here, guys? Are we entering the fun zone again? We saw a little bit of a, circus, I want to call it, or a clown fiesta, depending on how you want to define it. Last phase, when there was nothing on the line for either of the two teams anymore. The Novas were picked, Gazlos were chosen, and it was just a lot of fun. But I think Wukong Gaming...
I personally believe that this is the correct reaction if your opponent does something like the Cho ban. The correct answer is the Girl ban, because they're obviously banning Cho so that they can get more of those top priority heroes. So if you ban one out, you're just limiting the top selection for yourself. So what you do is you just ban the Girl, because you know they can't take it anyway. It's just have a throwaway ban yourself and just pick what you want anyway. You just basically mutually agree there is no ban phase in this first rotation.
Yeah, a nice British gentleman's agreement. I like it between the two teams. All right.
Yes, we shall meet for combat at 9.
You shall not bring the Cho, and I will refuse to bring my Gull. It will all be fair and square.
Indeed, muskets at dawn. Or as my favorite one from I can't remember what story it was from. I think it where someone was challenged to a duel. And it was like, I killed him, but they chased me out of town anyway. But it was like, why? I thought you couldn't be punished for a duel. Yeah, I know, right? It was so weird. Well, what did you do? Well, they said I could pick any weapon. I chose surprise.
All right, let's try to keep this draft as professional as we possibly can. RPG, they've definitely entered the serious zone. They're now back to normal. They have. Picking Genji, Uther, and Anubarak at the same time. And if I've ever seen a tryhard attempt here to win a draft, it is this one.
Yes, they are going very hard onto this. They pick the Anub versus the Li Ming. They can cocoon her down or just try and time the cocoon after the disintegrate, and they should be able to get some good value out of it. They already have the Genji, one of the best assassins in the game. They're looking really solid. And Wukong Gaming's first two picks are a little bit peculiar considering the Genji was up. I would not have minded the Stitches Genji.
Yeah, Stitches Genji. Stitches actually proves to be quite the efficient counter, as you pointed out here. You can gorge him while he's harassing your backline. You can gorge him preferably while the Dragon Blade is active, wasting precious seconds here of the duration. Now let's see what they're going to end up doing here. But also Putrid Ball against the Genji is pretty solid because you slow down his mobility, you slow down his movement speed, and the Gul'dan Ben here I think is acceptable because wave clear is ever so crucial on Tomb of Spider Queen, so this is actually quite the serious ban. And so is the Falstad. I mean, he's not really the most popular ranged assassin on Tomb due to the size of the map, but, you know, we have seen Stitch's Falstad isolating people with Gorge and Gust quite well, and RPG just doesn't want to play against it.
Indeed, and they've already now set them. Wukong Gaming, though, have set themselves up with a very solid comp second support, and that will probably be the end of their lineup. So it's quite predictable what they're going for next, but they could still adjust a little bit and go with a solo Ariel healer. Also, quick correction for the chat: Yes, it's absolutely possible for either of these teams to go to the playoffs because there's a double rotation of this round robin. It doesn't matter what score someone gets unless they only have 2 zeros. Unless one team goes only 2 zeros, in which case during the first rotation, in which case they'd only be able to tie for first instead of just losing first. Unless that happens, then it's 100% possible for any team, no matter what their score in the second rotation of the round robin, to beat them if they just go 2 zeros all the way.
Yep.
So of course it's still possible.
It is still possible for anyone, absolutely. We have a very packed schedule, and due to the reduced number of games going from a best-of-5 format to a best-of-2 format, as a result, we can squeeze in more games, right? And that results in more points potentially available to all the teams. And as Tetra said, you have another round. You have a double round robin. So if you just have a fantastic round 2 after a mediocre phase 1, or round 1, I should say, everything's possible. Like CE could crumble, for example, and just get a lot of ties and lose to E-Star, lose to SPT, and all of a sudden their participation at the Eastern Clash is no longer guaranteed. So
because CE went 1-1 versus E-Star. If CE had 2-0'd all of their games in the first rotation, then it would be impossible for them to lose. They would be able to minimum tie. But because they had a 1-1, it is even more possible. Every point matters. Also, we should probably mention that Chromie just came in again versus an Ariel because Wukong Gaming, I would love to see them pick an actual second support now. That's slightly better. But I meant like Nomad Fury because he's got it removed. What would be good here actually? I would have liked to see them pick a Lily. Because for starters, you get the blind against the Illidan, you would get the cleanse versus Chromie. And you'd be able to just basically go for damage Lily, get a little bit of extra healing for Valor, and maybe get something else out of that.
Fair enough, but I think for now the Zarya will do. We saw what Soa's Uncle G was capable of doing on her. I think Zarya is in a weird spot right now where she's basically replaced by almost any other support because double full support is just so popular and strong these days that those semi-supports like a Zarya, for example, like a Lily, they have fallen out of favor in the process. But as you said, Zarya can be really, really dangerous and is definitely helping against that Chromie burst damage. Even against Illidan, she can be really, really powerful if you shut his mobility down with a nicely timed expulsion zone. There's a lot of things that Wukong Gaming can do with this draft, and it actually looks way stronger than in the previous days. Gotta give credit to them.
Yeah, they are looking better and better each day. In fact, all of these teams are. HGC China are just improving day after day, and that is so cool to see. It's going to make Eastern Clash, which will be... I don't know which is first, Western or Eastern Clash, but this is the next time that China will play on a international scale at the Eastern Clash. It's going to make that very, very interesting indeed.
We don't want to say this just because we're casting the region, right? We genuinely think that after the... What is the noun to disband? The disbansion?
The disbanding.
The disbanding. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much. After the disbanding of the old E-Star roster, I think the region just stepped it up. There were a couple of, roster changes. So far, especially Soa benefited from those. And similar to Europe and NA, the gap in skill has just been narrowed by a large margin. For now, though, guys, give it up one more time for RPG and Wukong Gaming as they face each other on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, one of my personal favorite battlegrounds here in Heroes of the Storm, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Couldn't be more excited. We see RPG on the left-hand side. Chicken once again on his favorite hero, Illidan. Wang on the Anubarak, Sa on Uther, Infinity on Genji, and Loktar on the cute little Chromie.
Whereas on the right-hand side, looking for their first win of the phase, it is Wukong Gaming with Ailing on Valor, Lao Hu on the Li Ming, Zero on Stitches, Moon on Ariel, and Lang playing the Zarya. Why do I always fail at Li Ming? She is the hero that I seem to have the most trouble with always. It's such an easy name too. Maybe I'm just too into Twitch memes.
Yeah. Really interesting to see, by the way, Tetra. Was Malthael available in that game? I think he was.
Oh, he was. Just completely ignored. Excellent point. Genji looking for Zero there. Was not able to lock it down. Hook not able to land for the punishment. Very nearly first blood for both teams. Neither one able to finish off the execute.
Alright, Malthael in fact hasn't made a single appearance yet because he was banned for the most part, but today maybe, you know, with the gentleman's agreement between Cho and Gal, there was also another additional agreement included saying that, no Malthael please, it's a pretty strong hero, we don't want to deal with him. Whatever the case may be, I'm pretty sure we're going to see him in one of the future 2 series. Unless, of course, he tends to get banned every single time. Now, Lao Hu here with a nice dodge on the Impale, but you can't run from Chicken. You can't run from the Illidan. Yeah,
the good old Chicken Wang combo special offer now available at HGC China. Are able to get first blood, killing off Li Ming there. Wang moving back to the mid lane against Stitches. Now, this is a lane that Stitches will do pretty well on, as long as he's able to make efficient use of his Devour and not burn too much mana using Slam to clear the lanes.
You know what I would like to see at some point? If RPG continues to do well, maybe even make it to the Eastern Clash, I would love to see one of the major fast food chains hop on the train and be like, you know, Chicken Wang, we're going to sponsor you guys. You're going to have some free food every single time you go to one of our restaurants. Now, though, goodbye Vala. Oh, that is Chromie in a nutshell. Once you get caught by CC, she's going to delete you.
So what if they just did a full RPG sponsorship and they had like special combinations where you can get you get the Chicken Wang, or if you pay $5 or I don't know how much that would be, 500 yen, you can get infinity chicken sticks or stuff like that.
You have a flat rate, infinity Chicken Wangs. If you pay like a fixed amount, you can get as many as you want. All you can eat. There we go. Hop on the train. And once again, Zero, this is a deja vu. They just won't let him go. Oh, no.
Goodbye. Down he goes. Genji didn't even stay to watch the end of it because cool guys don't look at Stitch's explosions.
No.
And once again, RPG using their body blocks, grabbing themselves a 4th kill of the game by 2.5 minutes.
Now here, those early Stitches kills actually are way worse than they were before, because guess what? Stitches was carrying, I think, 10 gems or so it was, and he just lost them all. No ally nearby to pick him up, and Zarya says hello and goodbye. It was nice to meet you, Nastroya. And yeah, I think Wukong Gaming at this point is falling apart to the ganks and rotations coming in by RPG. It's a little bit strange that Wukong Gaming actually chose the battleground, because if they knew about their weaknesses in those smaller battlegrounds, they wouldn't have never gone for it. Like, this is a little bit weird.
But I would argue they have weaknesses on all battlegrounds, so they just adjusted this. This is a map where you can force team fights a little bit more, so I don't feel as bad about it.
Yeah.
This is just the lesser of 2 evils, let's call it. That's a triumvirate leaning.
Okay, so full orb build. That's actually something I'm still used to seeing in some of my own casual games. To an extent where I'm like, I'm not even sure if I should hate it anymore, because if there's not really that much cohesion and communication in the enemy team, if people are not strong at dodging spells, then you can deal an absurd amount of damage with those empowered arcane orbs. Oh no, Zero once again. They're not going to
Zero chase down. Orb lands on Chicken. Not enough to get a kill. Zero was looking potentially for a follow-up hook, but decides against it. Level 7 about to be hit by RPG. They have 60 gems and haven't even bothered to turn any in there, which they would easily be able to do.
Hook doesn't land here on Infinity, who's on the Genji, currently owning 13 gems. Now, they paid 16, RPG that is, and I think they want to maybe stall it out for as long as possible, because they're in no situation where they have to worry about Wukong Gaming paying, right? Because they basically made sure that Wukong Gaming lost all of their gems. Never mind, they pay at the very moment, but I was like, maybe expecting them to wait for level 10 to get the maximum value for it. But, you know, I'm pretty sure that by then, by level 10, they're going to have enough gems to pay again.
Yeah, they're doing it now that they have a talent advantage. So this, at level 7, they're going to be pushing with a talent advantage. Not for too long. Wukong are approaching level 7 quite quickly. But like you said, this could assist them, since they will have enough gems for another turn. And once this finishes, assuming that they're able to farm efficiently, they will not only have enough gems for another turn and for a second set of web weavers. If they're able to soak nicely, they will hopefully have level 10 by the time that happens as well. And that's the objective for the rewind coming in. And goodbye, Valor. Infinity back over the wall with the cyber agility, and they begin pushing in, and this basically guarantees them that level 10. The question is, can they also pick up enough gems to give themselves a second turn in a row and go for the good old-fashioned Tomb of the Spider Queen snowball?
And that's exactly, Thatcher, why we were making such a strong argument for a cleanse, at least, on the side of Wukong Gaming. They could have chosen a Lily, a Brightwing, a Rhaegar. There were many supports available that could have done a little bit better against the Chromie Temporal Loop. But as such, Oriel just has to watch her allies die unless she hits level 10, of course, with that Crystal Aegis. But even then, trading a Temporal Loop for a Crystal Aegis is normally a good trade for the Chromie.
Yeah, Genji going a little potentially too deep there. Has to pull back all the way to chicken. Like we can see, 43 out of 55 and just about to hit level 10. They just need to farm a couple more gems and then go straight for that turn-in as they have just hit level 10. They want to try and make best use of this, but there's still 2 whole levels to go before Wukong Gaming can match them here. 4 gems left, and that's just we're just gonna see a turn-in attempt by RPG as soon as possible. Right now, though, they are pushing their luck and trying to get more kills here, and they do. They kill off Valor, looking for Ariel. They put her in the cocoon as they focus down Lang, kill him off as well with the Hammer of Justice. Now it is just the cocoon. They will get that, and down goes Ariel too. They take down a fort. Now they can move in for the turn-in and potentially a boss as well, and just go for the end.
And if you're a Vala at this point, you basically can, you know, pull out your little notebook and you can be like, okay, checklist. I got annihilated by the hunt. Okay, that's new. We got the Temporal Loop. So who's next? Anubrek with the cocoon? Got it? Okay. So they really seem to pick on the Vala here specifically because she is, once again, the crucial team member for Oriel to generate hope from. If she falls, Oriel is almost out of the game here as well. And let's face it, Vala, despite having the vault here, she's very squishy and very easy to lock down if you chain your crowd control abilities together. And so far, RPG has been absolutely crushing it. And I think if this trend continues, then the forts are very shortly going to fall here as well. Top, in fact, very, very low. Middle destroyed already. So yeah, that's looking mighty grim.
I don't like this, though. Yeah, they're getting lots of kills, but they're throwing away their lead. They had a 10-8 lead with all the gems they did for a turn-in, and they got 2 kills. Instead of taking down the forts, which would have 100% gone down to the web beavers anyway, I really think they should have gone for boss turn-in. Then they could have attempted to end the game, as opposed to just be greedy and get more kills. This is a misplay, in my opinion. It doesn't matter because they're in such a dominant position. Down goes 0, and we're going to see likely Lang follow suit. But it still feels wrong to me.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think RPG could definitely speed it up a little bit. They could definitely play the map a little bit more efficiently, going for the boss, as you said, and then go for the turn-in. They've got 44 gems turned already, and another 44 waiting in their pockets. They don't bother with the bosses. They're like, we're going to end this as quickly as we can. The top fort now taken out, so no more defense structures here on either lane. Level 10 available though for Wukong Gaming, the Expulsion Zone, the Crystal Aegis, the Putrid Bow. Everything's online now. Can they make a difference with their new reinforcements abilities?
They are going to attempt to. Let's see, like you said, it's Putrid Bile, Divine Shield having to be used by Sar there as he was hooked in and didn't know who else was behind that gate.
I don't think that was necessary. I think he's just showing off. He just wanted to see that flashy golden shimmer around him for once here. I think Uther's just getting a little bit, you know.
Either way, they didn't get the boss with this turn-in. They give it Wukong Gaming level 10. RPG, please. Either way, we're seeing RPG moving in now, putting some pressure onto this top lane. Lots of damage coming in onto the backline as they attempt to defend. Chromie just sieging down everything at this point, doing a fantastic job as they are burning it down. But they're not going to get keeps out of this. They're not going to end the game. They've been in multiple positions where they could just grab stuff after some kills and end the game, and they are burning away the snowball effect that they had earlier. Also, that's bye-bye from Chromie.
Exactly, that's bye-bye indeed. And that's a really interesting talent. It gives you the shortest Hearthstone animation in the game, allowing you to actually escape most hard engages onto you as long as they're not crowd controlling you, because it's really solid, especially against Tracer. You basically say bye-bye the moment she jumps on you, and she's not going to be able to execute you. Like, that used to be a classic anti-Tracer talent here for the most part. It's so cool. Damage actually won't interrupt you anymore while teleporting.
Indeed, it has to be CC, but Valor does have Rain of Vengeance, so they do have something that isn't Stitch's hook or display. Oh, goodbye, Stitches.
Oh, no.
They don't have Stitch.
I think he wanted to use the cocoon before she reads the gems, but they're probably going to kill her anyway now. Nope.
Yeah, no gems for you. Ooh, good teleport. So she gets out the expulsion zone just in case. So yeah, that's 29 gems onto this Li Ming now. So as long as she stays alive, that's a comeback potential. They currently have 50 gems total available for Wukong Gaming, and they already have 25 turned in.
Yeah, very interesting to see what RPG is going to do next.
Now you do the boss.
Now
this
you
makes
do.
sense. God's sake, RPG. You are irritating me so much. Either way, they will get this without any kind of issue. Expulsion zone's been burned. There's no chance for a steal here unless RPG manage to spectacularly misplay this. This boss will begin to push in the top lane after they have finished taking it and potentially killed off someone from Wukong if they attempt to test it.
Oh my god, Tetcher, why does Chromie keep using her Q onto nothing? What is happening here?
Bronze Talon's good talent, yo. Actually misses there, but the burst is good. Expulsion zone burned down again.
Two ultis actually down.
Value.
Future Bell and the expulsion.
But they do also use Dragon Blade, RPG do, so there's at least something earned from this by Wukong Gaming. As RPG begin to push in, but the turn-in did happen. Wukong Gaming able to sneak that in, so this Web Weaver will assist with the defense. And RPG just they're not making the most of what they have. Although Stitches is about to be delayed.
That was actually a nice save because I think the boss stun would have actually killed the Stitches. Now,
he's dead anyway.
Yeah, he's dead anyway. The Wukong Gaming turn-in was real though, and for the first time in this game, they have the Web Weavers helping them defend, and no keep has fallen just yet. Of course, they're 2 levels behind, right? But 13 is around the corner, and they're still in the game for now, and that is all that matters. However, RPG still in the driver's seat. Those Web Weavers are taken down before they even get to touch a single tower on the side of RPG. I'm pretty sure they're going to set up a trap here next, trying to catch one of them with a hunt maybe, and then following up with the rest. In terms of 16 towns, we see nothing out of the ordinary. We see the spell power increase on the side of Chromie. We see Benediction and Uther, allowing him to have 2. Yeah.
Honestly, RPG are still in such a position. They have a almost 4 level lead, right? About to have a 4 level lead. Despite their own best efforts, they have done a lot to try and throw this game. But right now, moving in, Ailing taking a lot of damage. Wag with the good cocoon, focusing down. Chromie does not care, kills off with the Bronze Talons. Moving in, they kill off Li Ming, kill off Valor already. They want Moon 2, they want Lang 2. There's the rewind. So Aegis will delay it, but you're still surrounded there, Moon. You will get killed off. Down goes Stitches. That's everyone. They can kill a keep. They can potentially end the game this time.
At this point, we're just waiting for everybody to use their sprays and dance emojis to just, you know, seal the deal.
Even RPG can see this is a win potential, even though the spawn timers are low, so they may back it out.
I think they're going to back out
a little bit. Illidan's not here with them, so yeah, they are going to back out. This is not, they're not going to use this.
In this moment, you actually wish that your opponents played better so they would have a higher level and you could have actually gone for the core. As it is, you're going to be like, ah, damn it, we have to retreat again because the death timers are so low.
So, RPG, this time making the correct decision. I made the incorrect call there. They would not have been able to end the game. Genji coming in. Good. Almost by Valor. Nice vault for freedom. They actually abandoned the camp, so Genji goes back in to pick it up.
Alright, there we go. So, Mercenary camp has been stolen. The Bruiser camp is now pushing in the middle. Also in the bottom lane, Illidan had been doing his dirty work against the Siegestein camp. And that is just going to install even more lane dominance here on the side of RPG. They make sure that Wukong Gaming can never leave their base for a payment unless they want to take a big risk of getting caught here. 18 to 14, that is a 4-level lead. Let's face it, guys, this game is probably going to end sooner or later, but maybe. We have seen weirder things happen in Heroes of the Storm other than Wukong Gaming getting 16, right? So maybe with a nice Stitches hook, maybe with a nice expulsion to zone them out, they can still kill 1 or 2 members of RPG, staying alive a little bit longer. Let's see. The Temporal Loop is in, though.
Rewinding Aegis, but they Aegis the wrong person. Zarya just stood next to Valor, so she couldn't hit the Aegis properly. And now it is Zarya getting focused down. Wukong Gaming, good lord. And this, surely this is RPG moving on to the core with the Web Weavers. They have mid and bot completely exposed. Looking for Li Ming. She's able to micro away. It is a 4 versus 5 right now in the favor of RPG with the Web Weavers. Illidan completely ignoring the fight on the core, focusing it down. And this, unless something crazy happens, will be GG. And RPG, despite their best efforts, have been able to take the game.
Yeah, here come the big mamas. The Wave Weavers and their minions are pushing at the core here. RPG takes game number 2 in dominant fashion against Wukong Gaming, who are still looking to get their first map victory in Phase 2 of HGC China. But at least they're still having fun. You know, the Cho and Galban during the draft was pretty entertaining. They're not giving up hope.
I still say that's not a troll. I say that was a we want more of the overpowered heroes from RPG, and Wukong Gaming responding with, yeah, we'll just take which ones you don't here.
Yeah, and in this one case, I guess we can't really blame the audience looking at their phones a little bit more than the actual game, because it was a little bit one-sided, wasn't it? But, ladies and gentlemen,
it could have been more one-sided. That game could have ended about 6 minutes.
I mean, we saw it yesterday, right? New HGC record for CE when they played against Wukong Gaming on Braxis Holdout. It was over in 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Nice little record here. And I was very proud that Tetra, us two, were the ones actually witnessing it and casting it. So
yeah, I mean, I've analyzed 2 because Dignitas beat. No wait, I've cast Dignitas beating the world record, analyzed Fnatic beating the world record, and then cast CE beating the world record.
Nice.
It is. I've been involved in quite a few of them. Actually, I think I did the Misfits one as well, where they did it the last time, where they have the actual non-HGC record too. So I get fast games a lot.
What Kalaris is to Heroes of the Storm cores, Tetra is to Heroes of the Storm game durations. I like it.
Maybe. It's just kind of sad because I like the long games as long as stuff happens in them. But either way, RPG getting that 2-0. Beautiful points bonus for them, and that's going to move them up quite a bit. And as long as Super Perfect Team could 2-0 Soa, that puts RPG ahead of Soa by 2 points.
Yeah, we can actually call HGC China, like, we have a so-called golden middle in there with a couple of really promising teams like RPG, Hot Lady, and Soa. I think those three, and even KT to an extent, those teams are very closely matched to each other in terms of skill. So every victory that you get under your belt while your opponents, your rivals, are kind of, you know, screwing up, could really get you so much further towards the Eastern Clash. And as such, Hot Lady, they had a little bit of a slip-up. RPG, they did not disappoint, so they're now ahead, as Tetra said. So really, really cool to see. Now, Lockstar being our MVP, and we can't really blame them for choosing him. Those Chromie combos were always on point.
Yep, you run a Chromie into a solo Ariel. She basically has to, like, Aegis and Rewind have basically an identical cooldown, but they needed the Aegis for so many other things when they were against Hunt, Illidan, and Genji. So RPG were able to abuse that solo support really, really nicely. And this is why I say Zarya really wasn't enough. They needed something with Cleanse. Even picking, I don't know, I think Rhaegar was banned, so they couldn't have gone for that. But Lily just for extra healing, and a blind to help deal with Illidan.
A cleanse,
maybe even Brightwing to have the other cleanse and to polymorph Genji. Almost anything would have been better than that Zarya, I believe.
I would tend to agree. Also, Zarya is a hero that kind of needs your team to get ahead in order to really shine. It is incredibly hard to come back once you're 2 or 3 levels behind on a Zarya, because your damage is going to be minimal, your protection is not going to be strong enough, and simply you can't make any aggressive plays, soaking up tower shots, for example, to charge up your energy. So yeah, not really the best choice. I think we can agree on that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if that last series was a little bit too one-sided for your taste, you better make sure to stay tuned, because we've got a really nice series. Actually, we've got 2 nice series coming up here after a short commercial break. We've got Soa against SPT, who many experts, especially in China, claim to be the strongest team in the league right now. Can they actually confirm this claim? And can they best Soa, who have gotten a lot stronger compared to Phase 1, and who would actually be able, in my opinion, to take a map off on a good day? And KT against CE, we always want to see CE, they're the champions, and KT also a very promising team overall. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere, we'll be back in a bit.